Hello and welcome to another episode of Minds and Machines exploring the AI-Human Nexus. I'm your host Harry, along with my co-host Grace, and as always we're here to probe the fascinating intersection of minds and machines titled Vicious Cycle of False Expectations and Despair. This podcast is written and produced by Christopher Saleh. We continue episodes that go back and forth regarding how technology affects our everyday life experience. In our last episode, we delved into the fascinating realm of self-image and positive thinking, and we were delighted to receive your heartwarming feedback. Get ready for another episode filled with insightful content to help enrich your life. In today's episode, we'll cover the impact of stories on false expectations and despair in our interconnected age.
Imagine scrolling through your social media feed and seeing countless posts of people living seemingly perfect lives. They're traveling to exotic destinations, dining at the finest restaurants, and always surrounded by a group of smiling friends. It's easy to look at these curated snapshots and start comparing our own lives to this idealized version of reality. These glimpses into someone else's life can create a sense of envy and inadequacy within us. We start questioning our own achievements and happiness, wondering why we don't have as much success or excitement. We might believe that everyone else has it all figured out, while we're left feeling stuck in a never-ending cycle of mediocrity. This vicious cycle of false expectations and despair doesn't just stop at comparing ourselves to others, it extends into other aspects of our lives as well. Take, for example, the media portrayal of success. We are constantly bombarded with stories of overnight successes where individuals achieve fame, fortune, and influence seemingly effortlessly. We start expecting instant gratification and quick results in our own pursuits, and when they don't materialize, we feel disheartened and defeated. The same goes for our relationships. Movies and television shows often depict love as a fairy tale, where every problem eventually resolves itself and every conflict is easily overcome. We start believing that our own relationships should be just as flawless and effortless, forgetting that real relationships require effort, compromise, and sometimes even struggle. But it's not just the media that sets these false expectations. Our own social circles play a role in perpetuating this cycle as well. We see our friends and colleagues achieving milestones, pursuing exciting opportunities, and seeming to have it all together. And while we may genuinely be happy for them, it's hard not to feel a tinge of jealousy or self-doubt. We start questioning our own choices and accomplishments, wondering if we're falling behind or not living up to our potential. All of these false expectations can lead to a deep sense of despair and dissatisfaction. We feel like we're constantly failing to measure up to the standards set by others, whether it's in our careers, relationships, or personal lives. We become trapped in a relentless cycle of comparison and self-doubt, constantly seeking validation and happiness outside of ourselves. So how can we break free from this vicious cycle? First and foremost, it's important to recognize that the stories we consume are just that, stories. They're carefully crafted narratives designed to entertain and engage us. They are not an accurate representation of reality. Behind every perfectly curated social media post or on-screen romance, there is a whole world of imperfections, challenges, and setbacks that are conveniently left out. It's also essential to cultivate self-awareness and develop a healthy sense of self-worth. Instead of constantly comparing ourselves to others, we should focus on our own progress and growth, celebrate our own achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Remember that success is not a linear path, and setbacks and failures are part of the journey. Additionally, we can limit our exposure to content that reinforces these false expectations. We can choose to follow accounts that inspire and uplift us, rather than those that make us feel inadequate. We can seek out stories of resilience, perseverance, and personal growth. By actively managing our media consumption, we can shape our own narratives and redefine success on our own terms. But perhaps the most important step is to practice self-compassion. Instead of being our own harshest critics, we should treat ourselves with kindness and understanding. Remember that we're all human and nobody has it all figured out. We're all navigating this complex world together, learning and growing along the way. In this interconnected age, it's easy to get caught up in the cycle of false expectations and despair. But by acknowledging the influence of narratives, cultivating self-awareness, managing our media consumption, and practicing self-compassion, we can break free from this cycle. We can embrace our own unique paths and define our own versions of success and happiness. So the next time you find yourself comparing your life to someone else's, remember that you are the author of your own story. You don't need to conform to anyone else's expectations or definitions of success. Your journey is yours to create, And it may not always look like a fairy tale, but it will be uniquely yours.
I totally agree, and well said, Grace. The stories we consume, unpacking the vicious cycle of false expectations and despair. In our interconnected age, information is more accessible than ever before. From news outlets to streaming platforms, songs to TV programs, we are continuously bombarded with narratives that influence our perceptions and shape our world views. While these stories can be inspiring, entertaining and informative, they can also set us up with false expectations about ourselves and the world around us. We have been in the information era for quite some time now, but we have to realize that it is a double-edged sword. While it's fascinating that we can virtually explore different cultures, experiences and ideologies at the click of a button, this constant consumption of media plays a pivotal role in how we perceive reality. These stories and images not only serve as a source of entertainment, but often set benchmarks for what we believe our lives should look like. Movies and TV shows portray idealized versions of love, success and happiness, often glossing over the mundane or challenging aspects of life. Pop songs recount tales of eternal love or unbeatable confidence, while news programs with their persistent cycle of negative events can paint a bleak picture of the world around us. And finally, there is the great expectation fallacy. As we consume these narratives, consciously or not, we start to internalize them, creating benchmarks for our own lives. If our own experiences don't match these inflated standards, feelings of inadequacy, disillusionment, and even despair can emerge. For instance, romance movies might lead us to believe in the notion of perfect love, where every moment is magical and devoid of conflicts. When reality falls short, which it often does given the complexities of human relationships, the resulting disappointment can be crushing.
So true, Harry. Thank you, my friend. Let's talk about the spiral of despair for a minute. This mismatch between expectation and reality has severe consequences. Individuals may feel that they are failing or that there's something inherently wrong with them. Over time, this can erode self-esteem and lead to feelings of hopelessness. What's particularly concerning is the domino effect of these feelings. Today, we witness horrific outcomes from this dissonance. The rising numbers in suicides, mass shootings, and drug overdoses bear testament to a society grappling with deep-seated disillusionment. It's alarming that drugs like naloxone, which counteract opioid overdoses, are now recommended as essential household items in some communities. The key is breaking the cycle. The question remains, how can we break this vicious cycle? Awareness is the first step. Recognizing that the stories we consume are, in many instances, curated or exaggerated versions of reality is crucial. Media literacy programs that teach individuals to critically analyze content can be instrumental. Furthermore, society needs a paradigm shift, one that prioritizes mental well-being. This means accessible mental health services, destigmatization of therapy, and fostering communities where open discussions about feelings and challenges are encouraged. Content creators, too, have a role to play. While there's no need to abandon entertaining or aspirational content, there's room for more narratives that reflect the diverse, multifaceted, and sometimes messy realities of human experience. The world of stories has long been a refuge for many, offering a realm of escape from the humdrum of daily life. These narratives, woven with elements of fantasy, drama, and romance, often serve as a source of inspiration and connection. They have the power to transport us to different times, places, and circumstances, allowing us to live vicariously through characters and plots. For countless individuals, stories act as a balm, providing solace in times of distress and acting as beacons of hope when the way forward seems murky. However, there's a flip side to this coin. While these tales can be enriching, they can also set unrealistic benchmarks for real life, leading to feelings of disillusionment and inadequacy. When the line between fiction and reality becomes blurred, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing our lives, relationships, and achievements to those depicted in these stories. This comparison, more often than not, leaves us feeling wanting, as real life rarely matches the polished narratives we consume. Therefore, as we delve into these tales, it becomes imperative to maintain a balance. Consuming stories is not the issue. Rather, it's the uncritical consumption that poses a threat. As we journey through the intricacies of the contemporary world, laden with its unique challenges and opportunities, it is essential to differentiate between the world of fiction and our reality. By cultivating an understanding of this distinction and grounding ourselves in the truths of our own experiences, we can enjoy the beauty of stories without letting them overshadow our own narratives, leading to a more authentic and fulfilling life.
In our contemporary era, where the world of stories is perpetually at our fingertips, we are often ensnared in narratives that carry the dual nature of being both beneficial and detrimental. These stories, rich with captivating plots and relatable characters, undeniably serve as reservoirs of inspiration. They provide bridges of connection, uniting us across cultures, generations, and geographies, and act as sanctuaries where we can momentarily escape from our day-to-day challenges. Yet the very stories that offer solace can sometimes cast shadows of disillusionment. They can inadvertently shape unrealistic standards and expectations, making our realities seem lackluster in comparison. It's akin to a mirage, where the line between the oasis of fiction and the desert of reality can become deceptively blurry. Thus, the responsibility falls on us, the consumers, to cultivate a discerning approach to the content we engage with. It's essential to strike a balance between the allure of these narratives and the wisdom to critically analyze them. As we wade through the multifaceted maze of modern existence, understanding the distinction between fiction and reality is not just beneficial, but imperative. This discernment empowers us to embrace stories for the joys they bring, while ensuring we remain rooted in the authentic experiences of our lives. So, if you're asking what is the takeaway from the episode, we all know this. It is nothing new. Well, let's see if we can outline some takeaways. The takeaway is multifaceted. 1. Stories impact perception. The narratives we consume, whether through books, movies, music, or other media, deeply influence our perceptions, expectations, and worldviews. They can shape how we see ourselves and our place in the world. 2. Balance is key. While stories offer invaluable insights, inspiration, and avenues for escape, it's essential to balance consumption with a discerning perspective. Engaging uncritically can lead to disillusionment when real-life experiences don't match the polished narratives. 3. Critical thinking is crucial. It's imperative to cultivate the ability to distinguish between fiction and reality. Recognizing that most narratives are curated or exaggerated versions of real life can help mitigate feelings of inadequacy or disillusionment. 4. Embrace authenticity. While it's natural to be drawn to enchanting narratives, grounding ourselves in the authenticity of our experiences allows for a healthier and more fulfilled existence. It enables us to appreciate stories for the joys they bring, without letting them overshadow our personal journeys. In essence, while stories can be powerful tools for connection, inspiration, and growth, we must approach them with a critical mind and a grounded perspective, ensuring that we draw from them positively without being ensnared by unrealistic expectations.
We can find ourselves immersed in a world of stories that is both a blessing as well as a curse. They can be a source of inspiration, connection, and escape, but they can also lead to disillusionment. Consumption must be balanced with critical thinking, and the line between fiction versus reality must be understood. This understanding is crucial as we navigate through the complexity of modern life, so we need to practice some, if not all, of those takeaways. From how stories impact perception to maintaining balance, using our own critical thinking is crucial, and finally embracing our own authenticity. In fact, celebrate it.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Minds and Machines Exploring the AI-Human Nexus. In today's episode, we delved into the profound impact stories have on shaping false expectations and the despair that can arise in our interconnected age. Thank you for tuning in to the Minds and Machines podcast, where we unravel the secret to happiness and provide insights to live a more fulfilled life. Don't forget to subscribe for our upcoming episodes. This week's episode of Minds and Machines Exploring the AI-Human Nexus was written and produced by Christopher Saleh. Don't forget to pick up a copy of his new book, Dark Social Personalized Marketing with AI, A Comprehensive Guide. This is a must-read for anyone looking to stay ahead in the ever-evolving world of digital marketing. Christopher's book, Dark Social, dives deep into the transformative power of AI in marketing. It uncovers how this technology enables us to precisely target our desired audience, accurately predict consumer behavior, and ultimately deliver personalized customer experiences. With Dark Social, you'll gain invaluable insights into the potential of AI to revolutionize your digital marketing strategies. It's packed with practical advice, real-world examples, and actionable tips that will empower you to engage with your audience in ways you never thought possible. So whether you're a seasoned marketer or just starting out in the field, Dark Social is a comprehensive guide that will equip you with the knowledge and tools you need to succeed. By leveraging AI, you can unlock new opportunities, enhance your campaigns, and ultimately drive meaningful results for your business. You can find Dark Social Personalized Marketing with AI, a comprehensive guide, on Amazon, available in both paperback and ebook formats. Get your copy today and take your digital marketing efforts to the next level. The second book in the 3-book series, called AI Guardians, is set to come out later this year. Until next week, stay safe, stay cool, and enjoy life the way it was intended. And don't forget to click the subscribe button. For now, until the next episode, I bid you farewell. Now, we leave you with a surprise nugget we end some episodes with. It was written by our producer, Christopher, for this episode topic.
Undying resolve. In a world where shadows oft obscure the light, and many lose hope, giving in to the night, where burdens feel heavy, and dreams seem so far, a whisper emerges, a guiding north star. For each weary soul, who feels bound by despair, believe there's a purpose, a breath of fresh air. While troubles may gather, like clouds in a row, the sun still exists with a comforting glow. Each of us, in the vast sea of faces, has a unique role in time's vast spaces. And though storms may challenge, make hearts feel confined, there's always a task, a purpose designed. So when in the maze of life you feel lost, remember the bridges, the rivers you crossed. For even in hardships, in life's fiercest test, there's something you'll thrive in, rise above the rest. If only we grasped, held that thought close and tight, our darkest of hours would soon find the light. However tough the journey or steep the climb, there's always a way, just give it some time. Christopher Saleh.